She's going to take us over to Vinales, which is outside of Havana. We are going to tour a tobacco plantation, see how they roll Cuban cigars. So we're gonna learn a lot more about the culture today.
This is the land of the best tobacco in Cuba. Put your hand like this. And then I start rolling.
Without.
Okay, what's in there? I'm so glad we did it. I really am.
Yes, I am too. It's been a memorable trip for sure. Something that I will never forget.
Yeah.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when
It's day 3 here in Cuba, and Luke and I are just getting ready to go downstairs. We have been able to connect with a local that we found on a YouTube channel that we were watching while we were getting information about Cuba, and I think her name is Ali. She's going to take us over to Vinales, which is outside of Havana, and we are going to tour a tobacco plantation, see how they roll Cuban cigars. We're going to some caves and another historic site. So we're gonna learn a lot more about the culture today, and we're getting ready to meet her and be with her for the day.
And here's our car this morning. I'm Luke. Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
And it's Ali?
Ali, yes.
Ali?
Ali, Alexandra, Ali.
Ali, okay,
Ali.
sounds
Yes,
good.
Alexandra.
Hi Alex, how are you? We made it to the tobacco plantation, and we just got here, so we're just checking things out. We just met a gentleman who works here named Nicholas, and he's showing us around a little bit. But it is the most beautiful part I have seen in Cuba so far. It's just gorgeous here.
I don't live here, but I work here, and it was in my family. Almost all the families living in this part of the western part of Pinar del Rio province to know about tobacco, because this is the land of the best tobacco in Cuba. The name of this region is Vuelta Abajo.
Vuelta Vato?
Abajo.
Abajo, okay.
Because in Cuba there are 5 regions for planting tobacco, and each of them have their proper name.
Okay.
Western 7 municipalities in Pinar del Rio province, more to the west, is Vuelta Abajo. And they say that the best tobacco in Cuba is from here. Okay? It's true. All the famous brands use raw material from here. Here we plant some grown tobacco in the open space for the leaves inside the cigar. And in San Juan y Martinez and St. Luis, 2 municipalities farther, 50 kilometers from here, they plant shade-grown tobacco. The whole field is covered with cheesecloth.
Wow.
And this is for this leaf, because the leaves growing under this cheesecloth, they are very thin, like silk. They are very nice, very expensive also.
Yeah. The wrapper, right?
The wrapper, yeah. That kind of plantation, that technique arrived in Cuba, they say in 1903 from the United States.
Wow.
Yeah. Mainly, still nowadays, Connecticut wrapper, it's very famous. They are very famous, those wrappers. Yeah. So this is not the time of the plantation, because we plant tobacco in winter time. Why in winter time? I will show you. Now, tobacco doesn't need too much rain or heavy rains or rains in a row 2 or 3 days. No, because tobacco, when you touch this leaf, you touch this. Okay, this is a plant of tobacco, but this is not a plantation. This is very ugly. A plantation of tobacco is nice, very nice. So you touch this, and now you touch this new one, and you see the difference. That's got a sticky substance.
Yeah.
That sticky substance, we name it, the farmers name it
It's different, yeah.
merluza, and that's the quality of the tobacco.
Why
this leaf doesn't have it? Because it has received many rains, and the rains wash them off.
Wash it away.
Wash it off. Yeah. Now I show you something here. This was the flowers. They dry. Put your hand like this.
Oh, look at that.
Those are the seeds.
Seeds.
So tiny.
They are tiny.
Yeah. That's why we have to plant the seeds in seed beds first.
That's tobacco seed.
Yeah, that is in September. The farmers, they are already planting, not here. They gather together and plant it in another place. The seed beds, the nurseries they call it.
Yeah.
And after 50 days, when the plants are like this, they transplant it to the field.
Okay.
That is in November, more or less. In the field, the plants are from 80 to 90 days. We harvest here and we put them hanging there to dry. Let's go there. This is one of the guides for horses here.
Okay.
I call him Clint Eastwood.
Aha.
He looks like Clint Eastwood.
Dice que te parece a Clint Eastwood, ¿verdad? Clint Eastwood. When they harvest, you come here and you see the house full from the top to the bottom.
Wow.
All those bowls full of tobacco.
Yeah.
The leaves dry fast. In a couple of months, they are already dry. Then we wait until the rainy season starts in June and May, because they are hanging there, they are dry, but they are brittle. And if you handle them, they break, they tore and all of that.
Yeah.
So when the rainy season starts, they're soft because there's humidity, moist in the environment. We collect all the leaves again, make bundles like this, and sell to the government 90% of the production. All the tobacco from all this area go to Havana, to the famous brands.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before going there and before we can smoke it, comes the long process of curing the leaves. Those leaves, they are dry, but they are terribly bad. They have a lot of alkaloids in them that make them terribly bitter, very bad.
Okay.
So the curing of the leaves starts with the fermentation. Yeah, the farmers spread a big plastic on the floor, start throwing the leaves and sprinkling with water, big sponge and water. When they do that, they close it very well, and during 3 days, the leaves turn warmer, a little bit hotter. They call that 3 days process not fermentation. It's a very sophisticated way for them. All their life, they call it the fever of tobacco. Yeah, the fever. When they say, the old farmers say, when the tobacco pass the fever, then they open and start sorting out, grading the different leaves. Because in the tobacco plant, the leaves on the bottom are big, yellowish, and not tasty.
Yeah.
but very good burning qualities.
Okay.
They're soft, mild. The leaves on the center are medium, and the leaves on the top, they receive more sunlight. They are stronger, darker. They are very strong.
Yeah.
So we make, different bundles.
Yeah.
They make different bundles, put them in boxes very well closed, airtight, for 2, 3, 4 months. The longer the better, especially the stronger leaves. They say that since they plant the seed until you can smoke the cigar, it's 1.5 years. And the famous brands here, they say, for Coiba, Patagas, Montecristo, that they age the leaves for 5 years. I don't know if it's true or not. But
when they're aging them like that for 5 years,
It's not really
is it in a...
no, they have to put it, as I told you, very well closed, airtight,
Yeah.
and keep the correct temperature and humidity
Yeah.
until the leaves lose all the, well, first they lose the alkaloids. That is very, in 1.5 years, yes. But then, if you age them for longer, they dehydrate. The burning qualities are better.
Yeah.
Now the second part of the tour, we go there and I show how a cigar is made. You want to try a cigar?
Sure.
It's on the house. This is a Churchill size.
Yeah.
You know why we call it Churchill?
No.
Because that was the size Winston Churchill used to smoke. Yeah, according to history, he smoked 250,000 of these big cigars. 250,000. He lived 92 years old. He smoked from 8 to 10 daily. And in one occasion, somebody asked him, "Do you know Cuba? You know what is Cuba? Small island." They said, "Of course, I always have Cuba on my lips."
Thank you.
So to roll a cigar, show you how we roll a cigar. We need this tool named guillotine.
Yes.
Excuse me, chaveta. Chaveta. It got the size of the hand like this, and it's curved to cut like this. And we need a board made out of very hard wood. So then a board like this made from very hard wood. Then the first leaf we use for rolling a cigar, we name it binder leaf in English. In Spanish, we name it capote, like a cape or something. We remove the central stem from it, like this. Okay, yeah. Put it like this. So, I put it like this. This first leaf, the binder, needs to be a little bit moist for a better elasticity. But the leaves inside, I'm not very well prepared. When I'm rolling a cigar, I have 3 packages of leaves there, very well dry for the fillers, and 3 kind of leaves, so mild, medium, and stronger for the blend. Okay. The blend is very important.
Yeah. And you mix the mild and medium? Or medium
yes,
and mild,
yes,
medium
yes. According to the size and all that. So I cut them like this. This should be very dry. They are not so dry because if they are not dry, when I press the cigar, they stick together, and then the smoke doesn't go through easily later on.
Draw, it's not as
Yeah, not dry.
So,
Yeah.
but if they're too dry, aren't they brittle and they break?
Well, dry but not too dry.
Got it. Okay.
So I cut here and I cut here. I put it like this.
You want to?
So, and then I start rolling. Yeah, like this. Always a good cigar roller have to keep in mind that even you're doing this, but we have to be very careful and do it with both hands because the leaves inside the cigar shouldn't get twisted inside. They have to get straight. Okay? So I have it like this, then I come with the chaveta and I cut here. Now this cigar needs press. There are two ways to press the cigar. One is with some molds. I have them, but not here. With 10 spaces inside, because we make batches of 10 cigars, where we put all the cigars and then put a lid, and with an iron press we press very hard for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes we open the mold, turn the cigar and press for 10 minutes more, half an hour, too much time. That's why here I give the press to my cigar with a piece of paper. That was the traditional way. And it's easier because when you're rolling, when you're using the mold and the press, you need timing. Because if you press too much, it's too tight. But with the paper, you don't need to time the period of pressing. So you press it, and the longer in the paper, the better will be the shape later on. Okay, if it is 2 hours, better. 1 day, better. But in this case, it would be 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, no more than that. It's just to show you. Now I'm going to select the wrapper. The wrapper leaf is the leaf I put the wrapper, the outer leaf. So it's a very special leaf. Remember I told you that it's cultivated in the field, covered with cheesecloth. Yeah. And because it grows under that cheesecloth, feels like silk. See? It's a special leaf, very good, very expensive also.
Wow.
I feel like so. Wow.
I would have never thought.
I would have never thought it felt like that. That's
Yes.
It's like a cloth.
Huh?
It's like cloth. Oh, and you had to take the stem out.
Yes, and use for this cigar half a leaf, and this another half for another cigar.
Okay.
So only half a leaf for one cigar, or do you use a full?
Yes.
Okay.
Rolling this and the other rolling this. Because when I take the stem off the cigar, I have two halves, and we always roll the cigar from the tip of the leaf to here, and the veins, of course, inside.
Okay.
If I do it the other way around, this veins gets crossed in the cigar only and doesn't burn very well. Now I need this. You don't know yet because you're very young. But in Spanish we name this presbicia. Yeah, when you start putting everything farther from you, you will. Yeah. So I prepare the wrapper like this, and with the chavette I trim off the edge to make it even, like this, and trim off inside to get rid of the thicker veins here. When I have it ready, then I will use this glue. It's a natural glue without smell or taste, made out of yucca.
Yucca.
Starch from yucca, got to be natural. So
All cigars are made with that glue?
yeah, well, and it could be flour boiled with water, but the flour for making bread, boiled with water in this weather, the second day get a little stinky.
Sure.
Yeah, this is more natural and better. Any natural glue without smell, of course. So I have the cigar ready. It's not so beautiful because of the short periods in the paper, but then I start rolling. Stretching very well. That's why it got to be moist, because when I stretch, if it is dry, it breaks. It tears.
Beautiful.
In winter time, the wind is drier, so I have to do this very fast.
Okay.
Anyway, but no problem. So I put it like this. I can leave it like this. We name this pigtail or close it. I'm gonna close it. To close the cigar, we cut a piece named handkerchief or tissue.
Wow.
In Spanish, pañuelo.
Yo montaba algo, pero ellos no creo.
So
That's
we
the
put
cap.
it, yeah, we put it surrounding here, to close it, and to reinforce this part here.
It's just amazing.
And now I cut a circle to seal it at the end.
That's the cap, yeah.
The cap, yeah. What I do is when it is a cigar like this, a big one, thick gauge, I don't cut the whole. No. I cut just even a little bit here.
Yeah.
Then later on, if it needs cutting more, I cut more. But if you cut the whole cigar for the first time and the flow in your mouth is too much, there is no solution for that. With the small cigars, you can do it because it's the small ring and
Yeah, so you just cut a little bit of this one.
yeah.
That's interesting.
So this is the way. But also we have a tool named guillotine that sometimes I bring it, sometimes I don't because it's a little bit heavy for the final cut here. It's a kind of guillotine for cigar makers. Like this, with the top here, I put it sometimes here and I cut. And all of them the same size, the same length. So we have also here honey, wild honey from the mountains, yeah. No boxes, no. The farmers go and harvest the hives in the mountain. If you want to taste it, put your hand like this. There is a hole here. I pour it, and you do this. Yeah, I think because it was in the fridge.
Oh, that's good.
That's so good.
Is that?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
natural
wow.
honey. And we have coffee.
We raise our own honey too.
Yeah,
We have bees.
but in the boxes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are from the mountains and in tropical flowers.
Wow. How did they harvest it? They just go get the comb.
They go you go to those mountains. There are many caves with hives inside.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey there,
Hello.
cowgirl.
No.
This is Jill's horse. This is such an awesome ride that he's taken us on around the plantation. And he was just telling us that they're actually not allowed to have tractors up here. So we see the big cows, they look like ox almost. They have to use oxen or cows to do the work out here. They can't use tractors. They're prohibited from using tractors. So he's having to move a horse out of the way because its rope was going across the trail. Yep. Oh, it's okay. A little trot. Oh, it's gorgeous, babe.
ride was amazing. I love anything that has to do with horseback riding, and it was just great to kind of go out and see the plantation and just the difference that it is compared to what I grew up with. And it was just a lot of fun to experience that and to also hear more about how cigars are actually made. It was nothing compared to what I thought it was. I actually thought that the leaves were chopped up and then it was rolled inside a leaf and it was a whole bunch of little leaves. So it was really great to learn. Once again, I'm so enjoyed Ali and our driver Alex. The culture here is just so welcoming, but also eye-opening to learn more about the Cuban people and to actually learn how it's best to support them and to help them. So this has been exactly what Luke and I have set out to do. The farm, the plantation that we visited today, it's great to hear from the locals and also support them in this way.
We found the king of this place.
Yeah, he owns a plantation. He rules this whole area.
He rules it. You make sure they all stay in line.
He's a good king. He's a good.
Yes,
Third
you're a
king.
good king.
You have to be tough sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's part of
but
the
still
job.
love the people.
Yeah, super.
I think you're great.
Yeah.
This is such a cool place that they're taking us to. Apparently there's like some caves that we're gonna go into, and then also there's a boat ride in the caves in a river or something like that. I don't know, we're just kind of going along for the ride right now, but it's really pretty here. It's really breathtaking. There's like these sheer cliffs around here, so.
Hola, guía, ¿cómo está? Estamos esperando 5 minuticos que avance un grupo grande. ¿Ok? Y ella está.
Wow.
Lime.
Lime.
The price 300 pesos for the glass. How many?
Oh, one glass. You just will share, yeah.
With rum or without?
No.
No rum.
With rum is better because look in the gave in 3D.
Thank you.
Guarapo, zumo de caña, con piña,
Wow.
jugo de limón,
That is amazing.
con pico juice, with rum or without.
Okay, what's in there? Sugar cane,
Pineapple
pineapple,
and lime.
and lime. Oh man.
How is it? Nice.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
So we call this dormidera. In Spanish, dormir is to sleep.
Do this one. Do this one right there, yeah.
This type of plant is called dormidera. In Spanish, dormir is sleep. So dormidera would mean something like sleeping kind, sleepy one, something like that, basically.
Yeah, baby. Goza, goza. Sabroso. ¡Ja! ¡Ay, qué rico! Yo te traigo, escucha mi descarga. ¡Ja! Yo te traigo. Eso es. ¡Habla! Yo te traigo, escucha mi descarga. Sí, sí. Yo te traigo. Si yo te traigo, mamá, yo te traigo. Yo te traigo. Escucha mi descarga. Yo te traigo. Escúchalo, escúchalo, escúchalo. Dice. Yo te traigo. Escucha mi descarga. Yo te traigo. Y te lo juro, baby, que yo te traigo. Ajá. Tony.
Okay, so we just stopped for lunch. Ali, she took us to one of her favorite restaurants that she goes to. And so she knew the place. We're the only ones in this part of the restaurant. I think there's another part in the back where there's a couple more people, but it's pretty quiet. And the owner lives right here in the house next to us. I'll show you in a second. But they just brought out a spread of food that is amazing. And I don't know how we're gonna eat it all, But I'll let Ali tell you about the name of the place.
So we are next to the owner's house, like you said. So her name is Quirenia. So this is named after her. Quirenia's flavor, like the flavor of Quirenia, of what she cooks. And we have a bit of everything here. Tuna fish, we have the yellow rice, it's cooked with chicken, green beans over here. We have sweet potato chips. We have sea turtle.
Sea turtle, actual sea turtle, and it's from the ocean, which is right how 20
about 20 kilometers, about 12 miles from here.
Okay, that is sea turtle, folks. I can't
yeah.
believe we're gonna eat that. Okay.
And this is lamb, shredded lamb, the avocados, cucumbers, squash here. Okay. Rice and beans is a classic. If you come to Cuba, you have to have that. Absolutely. We have crabs and then the sweet potato.
I am so excited.
It's a lot of food.
Beautiful. It's a lot of food, but I'm very thankful and I'm excited.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo de tenerte y perderte después, después, después. Eso, gracias.
To Havana, and our day in what I would call the Cuban countryside was absolutely amazing and unforgettable, especially for the driver and the person who helped us coordinate all of our travel today and just really put everything together for us. Getting to know them each was absolutely amazing, and hearing their story of what it's been like here in Cuba for them, hearing the story of the people and knowing what exactly it is to be actually living here. And Luke and I can't wait to sit down, and actually we're going to recap a little bit of that together. But right now we are getting ready to head out for our last evening in Cuba, and we're going back downtown to Old Havana. And we are going to try and find a place to eat, but we have also been told that it's very beautiful down there at night as well.
Whoa!
That was really loud. That was surprisingly loud, even though I was standing right next to a cannon.
And it was a real cannonball.
I shook really hard when the camera shook when it fired. That was fun. It was really cool. All right, so right behind us is where the cannon fired off. That was really cool experience.
That was amazing.
Lots of people up here come to this, but it was cool to see. And like Jill said, it's an actual cannonball that they fire into the water on the towards the Capitol building. Just some safety things I worry about with that, but apparently they'd never had a cannonball actually go into the Capitol,
Yeah,
so
but
that's good.
You saw it
But-
hit the water, and it was pretty. It was legit.
Yeah, I jumped pretty hard even though I knew it was coming, I jumped pretty hard when it actually fired, so
Yeah.
that was a cool experience. So let's go get dinner now, huh?
Yes.
We decided to take an alternative route back because Jill has some sandals on and I felt bad for her. Some wedges, excuse me. So we are on a horse and carriage. Why not? We're in Cuba, so we're riding, and we have a lady driver here with a top hat who's driving us around with her horse. And this is to get us back to the taxi to take us into Old Havana.
This is what happens when you make poor shoe choices and you're on cobblestone streets. After watching the cannon be fired, do you fire
Fired
a
off.
cannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Our driver actually recommended a restaurant that was really close to where we were at. So he brought us over here. It's a beautiful restaurant. Great way to spend our last meal here in Cuba. The whole time here has been great, and I think when we get home, we need to sit down and really kind of like just debrief a little bit and
Talk
go
through
into more detail.
everything that we learned
Yes,
and
yes.
share our insights about Cuba, because there's so much I learned just being here, being very immersed in the culture. So
Yes.
it was a great experience, though. I'm so glad we did it. I really am.
Yes, I am too. It's been a memorable trip for sure. Something that I will never forget.
Yeah. So tonight we might stop back down in Old Havana before we head back to our Airbnb. I've heard it's very beautiful
Yes.
at night, very lit up. We're gonna go do that next.